possibly after dark, and
Yeah.
it's not well lit.
Right.
But still, it's like,
I don't
look on the door. There's a keypad there. I trust me.
Right.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good.
One of my neighbor's dogs was out, and I had to corral it.
Ah,
And fix the fence, all in 5 minutes.
well, you did well then.
Yeah.
I think we are ready to go. Are you ready to go over there?
I'm ready, recording.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order. This is the May 4th PEG Commission meeting. We will start with the roll call. Al?
Present.
It starts with an A. Thank you.
Present.
And Barry is present, so we're all here. Next is the pledge to the flag. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Next is approval of tonight's agenda, which you all have a copy in front of you. It's pretty standard. One item under new business that I wanted to bring up, since we're getting closer to being
Nice.
back on charter. I'll give some updates on that in director's report. I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Approved.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, a motion from Al, and support
Approval
that?
for support from me.
Okay,
Can you
so,
please write me a sheet?
Yeah, I know. All right.
so we have a motion and support. Are there any changes, corrections, additions to the agenda? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, public comment. We have no one from the public here tonight. Oh, and since you take minutes, we have a substitute
Oh, yeah,
for
good point.
Tom tonight.
I'm sorry, your name?
Maddie,
Maddie, M-A-D-D-I-E? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. What's your last name?
Kazmierski.
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 Kazmierski. K-A-Z-M-I-E-R-S-K-I.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Correspondence, I have nothing. Then we can go to director's report. So, and this kind of overlaps with charter spectrum status.
Sorry,
so-
did we approve the past minutes?
Oh, sorry, thank you. I wrote my approval of the agenda on that line, so then I ended up skipping it. So yes, we have two sets of minutes before us tonight. The long-belated January minutes that I finally put together, since Al wasn't there at the January meeting. So it was a 16-minute meeting, so that was basically pretty much all normal, just status updates, nothing really substantial there. And then, Al, your minutes from last month's meeting. And so I guess I'll first start with, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the January 12th, 2026 meeting as presented.
I motion to approve the minutes.
And support.
Okay. Any additions, corrections, changes? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Al, can you get my name right next to
What is it? Where is it?
A-L-I-S-S-A.
Sorry.
It's
I looked
okay.
at it too, and I was like, I thought I changed it. Are you sure you're spelling it right?
I'm pretty sure I'm spelling it right.
A-L-I-S-S-A. Okay.
These are the clowns I have to work with.
You're just going on as Mr.
Oh, at
Gorman.
least I got it right. Okay, then moving on to minutes of the April 6th meeting. So, I don't have anything there, other than a typo on Alyssa's name. So again, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the April 6th, 2026 meeting as presented with a typo fix.
Yep. Motion to approve.
And support.
Okay, motion and support. Any additions, corrections, changes? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, now we can move on to the director's report. So actually, I guess I'll start with a outstanding to-do item that I had, which was to secure the domain name. So that is now secured. So thehubofmanisteecounty.com is purchased. While I was at it, I also secured manisteehub.com in case we wanted a shorter version, because the more I type out that long version, it's like, that's really long. And you know, we can decide others, but at least we control those for now.
So the first one is the hub of Manistee
The
County.
hub of manisteecounty.com, which
Okay.
is what we had agreed to 2 meetings ago, I think it was. And then, yeah, I got the shorter version.
I like the short
And I think it was Andy that mentioned that at some point they're going to be releasing .hub as a,
Oh,
Oh, really?
then we could just potentially in the
Manistee.hub.
future get Manistee.hub as another one, but that is not yet available that I can tell. So,
I also wonder if maybe we should do HMC hub Manistee County, hmc.org or .com or,
let's just start with those two, and we can always add more. I don't want to, it's not that much money, but I don't want to spend money speculatively
Sure.
because there's a rabbit hole you can go down of, well, you've got, you know, should we get the .orgs and the .whatevers and
Yeah.
all the different versions, and then it's like, well, then it just, you can spend money. So I want to start off with that. Next is, so I'd mentioned this at last meeting, is that I was scheduled with Charter Tech Support to actually finish the install. That actually happened Friday, and I met the tech at the Manistee Elementary School at 8 a.m. and left at 2 p.m. It was 6 hours. There was so previously a fiber line had been run from wherever Charter's hub is in Manistee to that building, and then this was hooking up equipment. Well, there was a miscommunication on how that line was configured, and basically it didn't work the way it was configured. One end was not configured the same as the other end, so the two ends couldn't talk. So part of the reason it took so long is it took a couple hours to figure out what the problem was. Then a tech had to come from Cadillac to the Manistee hub location, wherever that is. And then there was...
Reconfigure the,
Well, then while we were waiting for that person, the gentleman out of Charter's Ludington office who actually ran the original fiber came, and he ended up changing this end to match the end over there. So at the end, everything is hooked up. Now, by hooked up, all I know is that I have the server there, it is up and running, and it is putting out a video signal, and that video signal is going into a piece of Charter equipment.
that's the test you were referring to.
Well, I don't even know if the test has started, because there's supposed to be a 72-hour, but the tech doesn't know what's going on in the back end. But so I don't yet know at this point if that signal is working, if it's actually getting where it needs to go. I haven't, since this just happened on Friday, I haven't gotten any additional information, but it's still a significant step.
Yeah.
And I now basically have the server, it's up and running, I can remotely access it, so I can,
Oh,
start,
good.
Doing everything I used to do.
You're able to use the fiber going in to get to the server.
Right.
But it's just not being broadcast out. Yeah, it's only
Correct.
being broadcast to Charter.
Well, it may be, it just, I don't know, because I have no way of validating that piece, because it's going into
I wouldn't be
Charter.
surprised if you tuned to channel 188 and you'd see something. Did you try?
I don't have it. At my vacation rental, I do have Charter, but I have their online subscription, and you don't get
I'll ask my
the
brother.
PEG channels on the online version.
It's
so-
188 and 189, right?
Correct.
Okay, I'll ask him to
So,
check.
And if it is working, he's going to actually see the content from the last actually published content, because I just started up the server as it was. So it's like the first week of December of 2023.
Oh, wow.
So it's been over 2 years since that's been down. So if it is working and it's going out, which I suspect isn't the case yet, but it still would be interesting to know.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
So that is my update there. And again, that kind of covers director's report as well as the Charter Spectrum status. So again, I mentioned this last month, getting this piece set, then there's supposed to be a 72-hour validation where on their side they validate that the signal is stable and the right signal, et cetera, and then they're supposed to start some 90-day process where they have to notify all of their communities that they serve that this channel will be going out to, so Filer and Manistee Township and the city of Manistee, and then it's supposed to go live. So,
And they think City Hall's slow.
but I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this, but just, to reiterate, is a change between what was going on and what is now going on is the new setup is HD, whereas the old one was not. So you should be able to see it better for what is actually.
Do you have to, is this HD?
Yes, yeah.
And is your little camera HD?
Yeah.
That's your,
Yeah. So I mean, everything for
Like-
4 years,
Yeah.
everything was, but it was basically being downgraded to standard definition for what was being broadcast.
Nice.
How can we get a kind of so you're going to be broadcasting something from 2023?
Well, I don't intend. That was just
Right.
what was the easiest, and it's just like, because again, my understanding is it's still months before anything real, and that was a
I
sample signal that was
Is there a
utilized.
way we can create a page
Yes.
that
yes.
will just kind of say in the works, this is what's happening?
And that's kind of what the new
Okay.
business item is to discuss, is that. And it's not only what we do in the interim, it's when this does come back online, I'd like some guidance as to how to program what goes out on this channel.
Yeah.
So, but again, that's new business. Other than that, not much else has happened outside of.
May I ask you a question?
Sure.
Vision question. So the channel splash page on 188 and 189, like what Andy's doing has nothing to do with that necessarily, or can you take some aesthetics from that and make that?
I can.
Okay, is that easy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Like the look and feel, the colors or something.
Well, that kind of gets into, again, this new business
Okay.
item is to, what do we want to see there?
Yeah, okay, good, all right.
So, so I guess that, I think that's
Good deal.
everything I have
Well,
on.
thank you for spending a Friday.
Yeah, I was expecting it to take a couple hours. I was not expecting it to take most
It was
of
a
the
good day to be inside.
So then, new website. So I printed out
Thank you.
the last that Andy had sent, and I'm assuming that the two of you actually gave Andy feedback. I unfortunately did not. So after our last meeting, the day after our last meeting, I left the country for 2+ weeks, and then got back and was here for 12 hours, and then went to my son's graduation for a long weekend. So I've been out most of the last month. So Andy pinged me a couple times, and I just did not get around to providing him feedback. But
I know
this
that I
is-
provided
this
him
is a-
guidance on this,
Right.
and I deferred, he never asked me any questions about aesthetics or art or
Right.
feel.
Did you have any interactions with him? Because
I
I know
did,
that
and
was kind of a,
Right
in
after.
your
Mhm.
ballpark, so.
Yeah, right after our last meeting, I sent him a couple of pages that we had all talked about, things that we liked about the pages, and, you know, what we had talked about at the beginning, how we wanted things to look more aesthetically pleasing. You were saying something about how, it was so long ago, but kind of having colorful pictures for each event and creating something.
To the extent possible,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I pointed out a couple things about that, and I didn't really hear from him until today with the list here. So I did look through it, but some of the things that he was suggesting, like I was kind of hoping that he could design in a concept of the hub, you know, a visual construct of, you know, the people that we're bringing together, or the different organizations we're bringing together. And I did not see this in the one that he sent me. So now it's in here, which is great.
Which one?
The partners and
Second page about-
connections,
Yeah.
I looked for it, it was not in my copy for some reason. But a page dedicated to where the hub partners, yeah, I'm not sure if that's exactly what I was thinking, but I think we can play with it. I trust him. I think that once we start seeing it visually, it'll make a lot more sense, I think.
I had offered, you know, obviously the city going to the top, and he got that. And then other municipal meetings I thought should be at the top too, for Filer, Parkdale, et cetera, whoever eventually joins.
Well, and that actually kind of segues into a good question. So right now, you know, we don't get technically financial support from any governmental entity. Historically, we used to get financial support from Filer, Manistee Township, and the city. So none, post-COVID, when kind of everything went out, none of those came back online. Partly because I wasn't asking, and we weren't really functioning at that time. But the city does, I mean, finances, all of that is run through the treasurer's office. So they're providing us services. You know, we have services sitting there. I mean, so we are getting things from the city, but the other organizations we don't. But historically, because they used to fund us, we always kind of gave those three entities priority. Since then, Onekama Township submits all of their meetings to us. So we now have all the meetings from Onekama Township, including their committees, et cetera. But what I told, it's actually Ed Bradford who's doing that, who's also city treasurer, but he also has a role at the township level, is that because they weren't historically a paying member, we wouldn't carve out a section for them that said, oh, and here's Onekama Township content. So they're just kind of lumped in under community content currently. But he asked about that, and I said, explained that decision, and I said, you know, when we get around to restructuring, we're gonna have to rethink all of these things, because, you know, how is content categorized? And do those that contribute in some way get pushed up in that search, viewpoint, whatever, you know, ultimately this looks like? Or is it really just more of a level playing field? And, you know, so we don't obviously have to answer that tonight, but I just wanted to explain it because it's part of thinking through
Right.
how content is categorized and how it's searched and how it appears.
May I ask you, so
Yep.
there's no obligation on their part to provide funding to support this, and there's no obligation on our part to provide their content on this? Other than like community obligation.
I mean, yes, I would say it that way. I mean,
Okay.
as a public access organization, we are supposed to publish everything that's submitted to us as long as it meets basic community guidelines, so it's not obscene or things along those lines. So,
Yeah. I mean, so I'll give you an example, like one of the township meetings that's gonna have the AI data center meeting coming up.
okay, yep,
Guaranteed it's gonna be must-watch TV for the community, right? Like a lot of people are talking about going in.
Absolutely.
right,
Yeah. Like, I like anything that draws traffic,
yes,
especially if it's low overhead to do, like, I think you going to their meeting and videotaping is above and beyond. Since they're not contributing, they can buy a $400 camera and tape their own meetings.
That would be great for us.
Yeah, and provide the content, like, in however you tell them to deliver it.
and that, I mean, and that's what Onekama Township has done. They have kind of some sort of camera system that's tied into, they use Zoom.
Uh-huh.
So Zoom is actually
Oh.
recording the meetings.
And then they just give you that
And they
file.
just provide that file. So there are a lot of different ways to
Right.
do it. I mean, obviously here, there's a camera system and stuff that's in-house, but,
And how much work is it you to take that file and put it, like, minutes?
in general minute, I mean, usually the longest time is just the upload time. Well, first I have to download it and then I have to upload it.
You're not watching it though, to like.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah,
putting it
not
on.
for something like that. If it was something from someone I didn't know,
Right.
then I might. So I mean, no, it's not a lot of work. Occasionally, someone will send me something and say, "Oh, can you edit out
Yeah.
the first? We started the recording too early, so it really starts here. So can you just do this?" And it's like that takes more time. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've got to, go and muck with the video file, but even then, it's not that much.
What were they contributing in the past? Just out of curiosity.
My recollection, well, if you go all the way back, the city was contributing on the order of $40,000 a year.
That's aside from the charter fee.
Yes. Filer was, I believe, 5,000, and Manistee Township was 3,500, although those could be reversed. I'm not sure who was doing what. And that city contribution went to 20, then to 10, and then went to 0 when they installed this setup. This was kind of a one-time expense to put the video equipment into council chambers, because before that, PEG actually had a person at every council meeting that was recording as part of that. So, but at that time, my predecessor, the director, he was basically getting a full-time salary too. So I mean,
Yeah.
sums like that were necessary to pay a full-time person to manage things.
Are townships under the same open meeting acts?
Yes.
Okay. So it's in their best interest to put and this and like thinking ahead, like not only is it gonna be on 188 and 189, it's gonna be searchable and viewable easily on ManisteeHub.com.
Right, and it already is on YouTube.
Right.
I mean, as a platform,
But like-
it's not necessarily tailored
Right.
to our use case, but it's still, obviously, Google has a vested interest in making sure stuff is findable and.
Yeah. No, okay. I mean, I know you.
But it gets into ultimately categorization,
Right.
search, finding, and, to an extent, what the user interface does. If there are thumbnails of recent top, highlighted, et cetera, what is the, for lack of a better word, algorithm that we put in place that says what should be showed there? Is that, the 1, 2, 3, 4 thumbnails that you can fit in a screen, or a phone interface,
Yeah.
what is that? Could just be random, or it could be tied to other things. So, good questions, good discussion. And again, I just wanted to, I don't remember what you said that got me down to the Anecomet Township.
That was the other municipal meetings.
Oh, yes, yes. So yeah, I mean, and, once we have a stable, well thought out site and platform on this, then I think,
Yeah.
as you said, it should be in the interest of other entities within the county to get their information out to the public. And in this day and age, it's not that difficult to do something that gets something recorded. So,
Thank you.
no, thank you.
And I did add something in blue on this. On the bottom, that was my comment. Is there a tool, like, right, the city will still schedule on the city website, right, all of the meetings?
Yes.
Right, okay, that'll still be there. Is it gonna be a hand plug and chug to put those items on Manistee Hub, or is there gonna be
Well, I think that's to be determined, is because that's one of multiple sites that are out there currently that have things that we would like, and obviously duplicate data entry is never the preferred option.
Right.
It's the brute force option that can work. And with AI tools now, you can maybe automate that more easily than in the past. But yeah, I mean, how that amongst all the other sites works.
Okay, that was my question. All right.
I've got 2 comments in the time I've spent looking at this. And part of it is thinking from where we are coming to where we are going, that I think there's almost, in my opinion, there's a need for more transition. And specifically around that is currently, the current website is all about, going what Andy calls here watch. It's all the videos. So everybody that's currently interacting with us, that's what they think the site is. And I think because of that legacy, I would like watch to be the first item on the main menu, not events, as a transition, so that we don't lose or confuse the existing people that
I think
know
we,
about us.
and I do believe like a year ago, we did talk about that being like the top, and then a clean line of demarcation between the watch to then like the next thing would be the hub,
Events or, yeah.
something like, because knowing that,
I'm also just worried that a lot of the new people that we're pulling into it they're going to see
Well,
this and they're just,
and
never mind,
and that's
good point.
But I think that's Andy's challenge
Uh-huh.
is how to make this usable, given that you've got users coming from very different perspectives
Uh-huh.
on what we're trying to do. I mean, yes, at a 50,000 foot level, we've got events, and some of them are past events, which are videos. The meeting is an event. You've got future events. That is a logical thing, but how you turn that into something that's usable, given that someone may want to be coming in focused on what is happening this weekend, versus someone who's a historic user is like, I got to see what happened at city council meeting last Tuesday. Very different use cases, and yet we're trying to touch all of them. So maybe that's just a comment back to Anthony, or I keep saying Anthony because he's my son, and I just saw him yesterday. Andy, about, just lay out my concern and just say, how do you address that?
Can you think of anything aesthetically that would, because I see your point, and it's
Because we're,
Yeah.
as we're trying to build and
Right.
reach a new audience, you don't want them to be really confused.
I have a couple of ideas. One of them being this interim page that we were just talking about, putting up, something's building here. I know that this is for the TV station, but it can highlight what we were and then what we're going to. And then on the website, we could even have, the vintage Manistee TV, like, look how far we've come, this kind of thing. So the historic users still have something that they're
A look and
familiar
feel
with, that
that-
they can click on, but we also have, look how much more we can do.
like looking for your city council meetings and municipal meetings, Manistee TV logo or something.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to raise that, and obviously this will get recorded, and I think probably the easiest thing to do is just to
Send them the
tell
link.
Andy, watch this, and the discussion around that.
Yeah.
The second thing is, it's closely related, but it also then will transition into the next item, which is one of the primary things on the old website that was really the only place you could go to know what the broadcast schedule was for when meetings were broadcast. And currently, there's nothing here that
Tells you the schedule.
tells you the schedule. So that needs to be here. And again, how prominent it is, how easily discoverable it is, because that may be why someone is coming to the website, is I want to know
Yeah.
when a meeting is being shown. So just mention those again. Andy can think about these things and just try to put it as to input. I think that's enough on new website, unless someone else has other comments.
Are you all okay with the rest of I mean, he, you know,
I mean,
June
and-
comes around, it can be reordered easily.
At this level, I think it's, you know, I'm much more of a visual
Yeah, yeah.
person than I am at bulleted lists, so
Same.
the more, the further, I mean, but obviously, he doesn't want to go too far with, you know, if
But
he's on completely.
As long as they're
wrong
the
direction.
pieces.
Yep.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
good, good. Are you here for the Public Education and Governance meeting?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get more familiar with, Manistee County pretty much. I used to work for Jennifer McGee at Healing Through Hope before that went, the way that it did. And I'm just hoping to give people in this community what was not given to them prior. So, trying to actually give them the services and just learn to be more aware of the community and that type of thing.
Okay,
Nice.
welcome.
We are the Public Education and Governance Committee. Commission, sorry. And we, it's like the, making sure that city meetings get out to the public by like YouTube and things like that, so that's what our little group here does.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
So then moving on to the new business item, which is charter programming. So since neither of you have probably ever seen what the charter channel looked like.
I did.
Oh, you did, okay.
Yeah.
But basically, you know, you would have a time slot for a meeting, and it would display. There was our logo in, I think, lower right-hand corner. I could be wrong as to where that was located, in one of the corners. And then, you know, meetings aren't like, you know, aligned as to, oh, each meeting is exactly 60 minutes, a meeting is however long it takes. So then the time between, I would then try to schedule generally things on the hour, so something at 1, something at 2, something at 3. If a meeting was 2 hours, then obviously, you know, it would be 1 and 3. But then at the end of the meeting, you got basically blank air time until the next hour comes up. And in that time period, I would basically just have a static shot, which was our schedule. So that was the other place. If you happened to flip through the channel and you were between meetings, you could see when things were. But if a meeting was playing, you were out of luck. You didn't know what was coming next. And then at the end, I had a ticker on the bottom of that schedule, which was just saying, you know, applications for PEG commission can be picked up at, you know, the downstairs, and just because we were desperate for members because we weren't really functioning at that time. So that's what was there. Content, basically, just to keep it simple, I basically programmed out a 12-hour block. So the same content would run midnight to 11, and then noon to 11 p.m. and it would just basically repeat, and then each day would repeat for a week, and then the next week would be updated with new stuff. So part of that is that what we still want to do? We could, you know, break it out into, you know, something unique 24 hours. We could, you know, we could potentially add like a scroll that's running all the time throughout, that's messaging something. You know, there are other options of what we could do. And then it gets kind of into that conversation about the different governmental entities and kind of their history with this organization, is that I would try to reserve prime hours for the most important stuff, and important obviously is subjective there. It was kind of who was historically paying us.
Right.
So kind of from the window of 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. was kind of like Manistee City Council, Filer Township, Manistee Township board meetings in that window if they fit. And then other stuff would be in the other hours. Because no one's probably watching at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Although that then is showing again at 2 in the afternoon, which maybe is a few more, potential there. So it's just, I'm looking for guidance as to, what we would like as we, again, hopefully within the next 90 days, this can be going again.
I know, Alyssa, you had some thoughts on the ribbon, I think.
I have a lot of ideas, but unfortunately, it's quite a bit different. So I'm not sure if you're going to be willing to.
No, I'm limited by what the software we have can
Sure,
do, so,
sure.
which is limiting.
I can. So when you go on vacation and you go into a hotel and you turn on the TV
Mhm.
and there's the default TV channel
Mm-hmm.
that it shows everything for tourists, what's going to be happening, like it makes it look like that town is just wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of imagining that, maybe even just kind of using the TV as a way to show screenshots of things that they could access on the web page. But then, of course, wanting the TV channel to be a tool for people that don't access the internet very well as well. So like if there's a really important city council meeting or even a live feed of Sleigh Bell or something like that, we could throw that up there. But I'm kind of imagining that the TV more kind of almost like be an advertisement for the web page. What do you feel about that?
That's not what public access is.
Okay.
I mean, there are kind of rules out there of what, again, if someone submits something, we have to broadcast it in its entirety.
Sure.
So we can't not do that.
I'm not suggesting that we don't
Right.
broadcast what they are wanting, but,
But-
in the
but-
in the interim and in between, we
But the problem with in between is you don't know when that is, and it's minority of the time. So again, because you're watching a linear stream of content, unless you've got a ticker or something that's there continuously, you don't know what's coming up, unless you're just happen to hit it at the right time, you may not get that content.
So if the video ends at 1:35 and the next one starts at 2, what happens between 1:35 and 2?
That is
That is the question, my friend.
that we can determine,
Okay,
and that could be along those lines.
right,
Um,
like a PowerPoint slide
Right.
of,
right,
That's what I was-
but then how do people know what's the next show that's coming up if we're not using that to provide that?
right.
but I mean, it could be that, could you flash between traditional, like you have a slide for the events and then you have
There's lots of
coming
things
up.
that could be done. It just what do we want? And
Like the ticker's the easiest, probably.
I
More
like
information.
tickers because they're always there. So therefore, regardless of when you happen to be channel surfing,
Right.
and you just go through and it's like, okay, what's that saying?
Yeah,
As opposed to an hour from now, I'll have some information that you might be interested in, but
Right.
you don't know that is even coming, and
and it could be all meetings are on demand at manisteehub.com.
right.
Yeah,
Yep.
and along with news and information about local events. And at 2, Manistee City Council. And then it circulates back to check it out.
But I do like using what space we have to be promoting what's coming. And to be promoting the community too.
Right.
The promoting the community is a little bit harder because, well, we're not generally in the position of generating things. Tourism Authority
Yeah.
has that type of stuff, but what format do we want it to be, and what do we want to be saying, etc. So, you know, my thought is I'm raising this question tonight for you to think about. Again, from what I've been told, we've probably got 90 days before we have to have things in place, and it doesn't even all have to be there on day one. It can evolve over time. But I, wanted to raise this because I'm starting to think about it again as I was turned on the server and started showing what we had the week of December,
Yeah.
first week of December 2 years ago.
By the way, there's nothing playing right now.
Okay. So, just start thinking about this, and I'll spend a little bit more time looking at the software on what's feasible with the software we have, and that doesn't mean we can't procure other software and do other things too.
I wonder if, sorry, go ahead.
Maybe also getting the list of rules and regulations and what we
Yep.
have to and
Mm-hmm.
should be broadcasting. Yeah.
Plus, I mean, like the viewership on 188 and 189, like you can't see it, but it's maybe
Correct.
maybe with the fiber you can, but I'm guessing it's probably pretty.
I'm pretty sure that Charter can track that,
Okay.
but they choose not to. And that's part of what this gets into is that Charter, as part of their franchise agreement with the state, is obligated to provide essentially a valuable asset, a channel slot, to the community. So it's not for us to do whatever we want. It's basically with the expectation that we're a traditional public access type. And as part of that, we can't show advertising. We can't do
Okay.
things like that.
Maybe I should have used my words a little bit better.
Yep.
When I meant by advertising, I didn't.
No,
mean- Okay.
no, I'm not.
I was just
I was not
promoting our
infer. I
website.
didn't mean that what
Uh-huh.
you said. That word advertising was what I meant in advertising, but it is just a reality that we cannot have ads and receive money for that. That's just not allowed. We can promote, the community, which is advertising, but we can't collect money for that.
Right.
So, no, I knew what you meant.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
I think Traverse City may have had their actual channel online.
Strangely enough, I met the guy yesterday.
Oh, no kidding?
And he is willing to help us in any way that he knows how. He was actually going to come today, but
Oh.
instead he sent me a message. I can. How do I send that to you guys? The message that he was relaying, or do you just want me to keep it for?
No, you can forward it on to us.
Okay.
Yeah. We just can't discuss it over email.
Okay. He has a lot of input that he would like if we wanted the help with what were you about to say about it?
No, I think that their channel is, like, you can actually see what's being broadcast
They live stream it.
online,
Yes.
online, so I'll go to it and,
Although there's a bit of user error there too. I mean, I can't seem to play what they're supposed to be streaming at that moment. It's a user design error. I'm sure.
Any final thoughts or comments?
final, well, not final, because I can't speak for you all, but, so, you can tell Andy to watch this, or you want me to provide him the link, or what would you?
I, once, once I receive the video from city staff, and get it up on YouTube, I'll email it to Andy.
Okay, I will tell him, be prepared for a link.
Okay.
We did look at, because he asked me about this, we
Yep.
did look at this, we're thinking about how best to put, like, not only other municipalities, but also like how to keep at the forefront, but not overpowering the,
Well, yeah, everything we talked about is potentially input
Yeah.
from prioritizing different, entities and, that to, transitioning from our existing use case to the new and balancing different users. I mean, it's all
okay,
input for him.
all right, sounds good.
Do you have anything else?
No?
I'm excited to possibly interact with the Traverse City people, so that's actually very interesting.
Yeah.
Speed of Barry over here.
I don't have anything else, so
7,
with that, it's 6:53.
6:53.
I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned. See you all next month.
Up the, whatever date that